Hello friends, and then welcome back. In our previous video, we had an introduction to DAX, and we said DAX was a formula language, a very intelligent language that drives Microsoft Power BI. Um, it's very flexible and it's more of Excel functions, but Power BI's DAX language is very detailed and it allows you to do a lot of things depending on what you want, and then depending on the task that you want to accomplish. So starting off with this video, we are going to see calculated columns using the DAX formula. And then before we begin, we are going to use the automated way to go about this calculated column. So right here we have AdventureWorks data set over here, and then we are going to use AWS, that's AdventureWorks sales. And then as you can see, we have other item here. Let me go to edit queries. Right, so in the edit queries, we go to AdventureWorks sales, and then we go to other item. And when we click here, we have one, then we have two, then we have three. Other item one corresponds to, okay, so we have other item one, other item two, other item three. So to check to see, we have one here, and then let's load, let's check two, we have two. Okay, so let's check on three. Okay, we have three. Now, as a data analyst, it's your job to make raw data meaningful. And then, as we have here, we have one, two, three as order quantity, um, which is quite not clear for understanding. So, what are you going to do? We are going to create a special column attached to this table, and then we are going to assign order item. So, let's assume if the order item equals one, then we have a single item. That means the person bought a single item. And then if the order item equals two, then the person bought multiple items. So either two, we also have three as an order quantity. So when the order quantity is greater than 2 or equals to 2, greater than or equals to 2, then we have a multiple item. So how do we go about this? Right, so we've been doing matching the query window in our previous videos. So we go to add a new column, we create a conditional column. Right, so let's name this so let's name it order type. Right, so the column that we are laying an emphasis on is order quantity. So when order quantity is equals to and the value is 1, right, the output should be single item. Right, if else, so if the order quantity is not equal to 1, what should we get? Right, so else if order quantity is greater than or equal to 2, therefore we should get multiple items. And we can add an else if clause, but we wouldn't need for now. So let's click on OK and bongo. As you can see, the order quantity of 1 corresponds to order type of single item. So let's cross check and see load all. Let's load only multiple items. And as you can see, we have 2 and then 3 corresponding to multiple items. So this is the easiest way of doing things. And then as we talked about, we are focus now attention on DAX formulas, and then we say DAX, we say for a different formula language used by Microsoft Power BI, and it's very powerful. So let's go ahead and delete all our previous steps. Okay, I think we are good for now. Okay, so someone will ask, how do we use DAX? So DAX cannot be used in the query window, and therefore we have to go to the main window. Okay, right, close and apply. Right, so we're back in the main window, and this is where we are going to use DAX to perform the very same thing that we did in AW sales, whereby we match other quantity item, one corresponding to a single item, and then two or more other quantity corresponding to multiple items. So how do we do it? Right here, we right click and then we click on new column. So we have our new column, and then we have our inside it we had a formula bar just like Excel. Right. So how do we name it? Order type. Right. Right. So order type is more or less like a variable is equals to a condition. So if logical text test, that means the table that we are depending on. So we have order quantity. So you have AW says is the table, and then order quantity is a logical test, like the column that we are using to generate the formula for the if statement. If order quantity is greater than 1, the output should be, oh sorry, multiple items. So if the condition is true, it should print out or it should print in the column multiple items. What if it is false? Else if single item. So now we close it. You have an error because the single item is a string value. So I think it should work this time around. And there we go, we have it. So as you can see, if you check the order type column, we have single item, multiple items. So let me untick the single item just to verify for you that the order quantity of 2 and 3 are working. So that there we go, just like we used in the query window, but just that this time around we are flexible, and then we did it on our own without using the query editor, and this gives you more power to use Microsoft Power BI in your own way and how you want it. And then you can do a lot with this, and then as you go along we'll be doing more. Thank you all for paying attention to this session, and I'm very much grateful, and then I'm looking forward to seeing the next video.